Good afternoon, bonsoir, bonsoir, bonsoir tout le monde. It's a beautiful Saturday night. The Haitian Educators Association of College, Inc. welcomes you to the 7th Annual Scholarship Gala, honoring the work of the late L.C. André. I'm pretty sure that you're going to learn, if you are new to this club, you're going to learn some more about L.C. André, a wonderful lady that each of us here working for the school district can call a mentor. My name is Vito David. I've been working for the school district for 29 years, and I still take off my hat whenever I hear the name L.C. André. Later on, the members of this association will give you more details, but I have to tell you, it's a group of very, very dynamic educators who have in mind the future of our students. They are right here, those beautiful faces, the recipient of the scholarship, and we welcome also among us here all those who participated, who provided funds for them. For the Haitian community, it's a very needy initiative because sometimes the kids, they cannot move further without financial assistance. I'm going to be the mic holder just for this time because I have to pass it to those great ladies. And I'm going to pass the mic now to the president of the association. Help me welcome Viviane Jean-François.
Well, I'm gonna stand right here. Good evening, everyone. I am so grateful to see all the beautiful faces this evening. This is the first time we're doing this since COVID, and I welcome you. I thank you for joining us, and then I congratulate all of our scholarship recipients. We have this year 14 students who will receive scholarship this evening, and these students work very hard. We have grade point average range from 4.0 to 3.2. And these kids have worked very, very, hard. I came here to the United States when I was 13 years old. And I had to learn all by myself. I became a counselor because I didn't have a counselor. So 25 years later, I'm still doing what I love. So I know some of the students, like our guest speaker here, since he was in 6th grade at Polo Park. And he was our recipient from Caridad Center. And I'll tell you more about him when he come up. But he's been wonderful. He check on me every now. Miss Vivian, I was just calling to check on you. Hope everything is okay. So that's the kind of relationship that we do have with our recipients. They email us, they call us, they thank us for starting them with the scholarship. The scholarship is very, very special because we are giving it to students who from other countries, who English is not their first language. They are in the ESOL program. And to see these kids who have been here, the students, who have been here for less than 4 years, some of them 2 years, to have a 4.0 GPA in regular classes, they do deserve something. So when we created this scholarship, we created with them in mind, just them in mind. Students that are receiving the scholarship today are literally being here less than 3-4 years. So it's great to be here. I wouldn't be doing this all by myself. I'm not doing it because I'm surrounded by a group of ladies that are amazing. We put our heads together, we disagree, we come back together, you know, we just continue to do the work. And I would like to introduce to you the board members. Everyone here are volunteer. We go out there, we beg for money. And by the way, sponsors, you have no idea the difference you have made in the lives of these kids. I have people that have been sponsoring for the past 7 years. For the past 7 years. We started out with our first scholarship was $500 to one student. 7 years later, we are giving 14 scholarships, moving from $500 to $1,000 per student. And we couldn't appreciate you sponsors more. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. So I'd like to take the time to introduce to you guys our board members. Again, my name is Vivian. Treasurer, Ms. Bartley, Fabrice Andre Bartley. And let me tell you a little story about Fabrice. Fabrice took over for her mom, the founder of this great scholarship, who passed away a few years, about a year later after we founded the scholarship. But she realized how important this organization is, what we're doing. So she took over for her mom, and she's been with us since. Secretary, Marianne Simon. Ms. Sarita Pierre-Louis, she's one of our advisors. Ms. Nancy Francois Larry, another advisor. Well, we do have a legal advisor, and he's out there coming, so he's coming from somewhere. Mr. James Jean-Francois, he's in over here by 8 o'clock. And finally, I'd like to introduce my Vice President, Ms. Lana Saint-Hilaire.
Thank you, Viv. All right, thank you so much again for coming. Welcome again to our 7th annual HEA Scholarship. I have the good part, is that we'll go ahead and start dinner. So I do have the good part. I know you guys have been waiting, and thank you so much for your patience. I also know that everybody's here for this wonderful purpose. So in light of everything, I would like to give grace, if you're okay with that, and just thank God that we're here with everything that's going on, that we're able to be together after 2 years. So you do not have to bow, you do not have to pray, but I just want to give grace. Father God, we thank you so much that we're able to come together. We thank you for the students. We thank you that impact that Elsie had on us. And we thank you, Lord, for the sponsors who are here. We thank you for the meal that you will bless it. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, so I have the privilege of deciding who gets to eat first. So that means you get to be nice to me. So. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with table number 5 and then table number 9. In terms of, you can go ahead and line up, please. Table 5 and table 9. So once we're done eating, once we get a little bit, we'll talk a little about HEA, the transition to HEA, the work of Elsie, and so you'll learn more about the organization that you support. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. Yeah.
We also have Asian caddies.
Thank you.
So please go ahead and sit at the back table. Please serve yourself. And Elsie Andre was the first Haitian educator in Palm Beach County. She had a vision. She wanted to create a scholarship program that would provide financial assistance to English language learners. And so I remember when she came into my office and she said, I have this, I wanted to do this program because we have scholarships for everybody else. But we don't have scholarship for students who has just come into the country and who is learning English. And so, with a few of us, Vivian Jean-François, who you've met already, she started with Elsie and I joined a couple of months later. It didn't take me too long to get into these type of projects. And so we created the Haitian Educators Association. Elsie has had a phenomenal impact on the community, not only in terms of the services, because she actually taught in Palm Beach County for almost 38 years. I don't know how she survived it. 38 years was how long she was teaching, because I left after close to 20. But she managed because she was motivated by the students. And so in 2015, our group pitched in all together and we were able to raise $500 to provide the first scholarship. That was in 2015. And in 2016, Elsie was able to participate with us. We're able to, again, offer 9 scholarships. So we went from 1 scholarship of $500 to 9 scholarships of $500. And unfortunately, Elsie passed in 2017. And so she has not seen the remainder of the impact, but obviously her legacy lives on. So in 2017, we decided that instead of giving $500 a student, we would give $1,000. And we didn't know where the money was going to come from, but we did manage to raise $1,000 for 12 students. 2018, we decided, okay, let's go a little bit higher. Since we can do 12, how about 15? So again, we decided to provide $1,000 scholarship for 15 students. 2019, we provided $13,000, $1,000 for each student. 2020, pandemic year, and so our numbers went down a little bit. We were able to give 9 scholarships. 2021, we gave 11 students, again, $1,000 apiece. And in this year, 2022, we're giving $1,000 to 14 students. We could not. So with your efforts, and I say you because it takes everybody to be able to run a scholarship program, we have raised $80,000 for students, approximately $80,000. That should be $79,000, but we'll round it up to $80,000. Unless somebody wants to give a scholarship right now, we'll give you $80,000. But we have managed to raise $80,000 for students. Every single penny that we raise go to the students. And we could not have done this without our sponsors. Our sponsors are our backbone. This is your organization. And we have sponsors who've been with us from the very beginning. And so today we would like to acknowledge the sponsor that's been with us from the very beginning of this organization, because we could not have done it without you. The organization has had so much impact that we are receiving emails and letters from students who've since graduated and are so thankful for the money that we have had provided. And so I'm going to ask that some of our sponsors come up, and we want to acknowledge you. Now, these sponsors, they embody the work. They are very humble, and most of the time, they don't even want to be acknowledged. But we know that we could not have done this and made it as far without you. And so, we will call your name. We're going to ask that you come up here, so we'd like to take pictures of you. And we'd love to give you a lapel. We actually had the motto, LC, when we started this, had one student at a time. We actually removed that one student at a time because we're now doing 15 students at a time. And hopefully by next year it'll be 20 students, right? So we decided to just remove that number because we don't want any limits, because we know that we can do so much more with your efforts. So Marianne is going to come and help us. All right, so our first person, Law Office of James Jean-Francois. He's been sponsoring students since 2016. All right, you can stay. Yes, please stay. The Andre and Bartley family, Bernard Andre and Alfred Bartley, sponsored students since 2016. Okay, you may have to bend a little bit because my microphone keeps saying she's trying to reach everybody. Our next sponsor is Educa Vision, Mr. Vicaire Wilson. He's been sponsoring us since 2017. And not only does he sponsor students, but he also sponsors pretty much the meals as well. So thank you so much, Vicaire. Okay, we also have another sponsor that's been an integral part of our organization, Found Care. And then we have the president and CEO of Found Care, Chris. You have to have me, Chris, with your last name. Okay, Irizarry, right? Thank you, Chris. Coming up, please. Found Care has been Found Care has been an integral part of our organization as well from the very beginning, starting with Yolette, who's been supporting our students, and now it carries on. So I'm very happy that you carry on our legacy. Yolette Bonnet also has been sponsoring since 2017. Unfortunately, she cannot be here with us today. Dr. David Abelard has been sponsoring students also since 2017. Dr. Moise Anglade has been sponsoring students since 2019. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it. And we also have Caridad Center, who's been sponsoring our students 2019, but they actually sponsor students for 4 years. So they're giving $1,000 scholarship every year for 4 years. So Brenda Lopez will be coming in, and we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And then our last sponsor, but not our least, Lydia Charles, LLC, the law office of Lydia Charles, have been sponsored. These are first year sponsoring us. Okay. So we just again want to say thank you, right? Let's give them, I'm sorry. Oh, you guys. Okay, the Lundy family have been sponsoring us from the very beginning. From the very beginning, original founders of the organization. So again, right, we don't have deep pockets, but when we put all our hands together, we're able to do great things. And so we just want to say thank you again. If we can give a round of applause to all the sponsors. Thank you. Yes. All right. So students, this is the reason why you're able to do what you do, and we're able to do what we do is because of them. All right. We're going to take a picture. Okay. Get it? Okay, now I'm going to bring this back to our president, Ms. Jean-François. She's going to introduce our motivational speaker, who is a phenomenal student, being sponsored by HEAPB. Okay, so she's going to introduce them. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Lana. So I met this incredible student, like I said earlier, incredible, right? Back, I want to say in 2013. He'd only been here for a year. He attended Grassy Waters Elementary. See, I know him. And moved to Polo Park, where in the beginning when school started and they have a brand new student who don't speak the language very well, they call counselors who speak their language to go and talk to them and welcome them to the school. So I had I went and I met with him just briefly to introduce myself and let him know that we are here. If you ever need anything, just call and we'll be there. So that's one thing that the school district does whenever we have a students. That's when we're trying to send people to welcome them and just give them support. So then I would see him every now and then, and he moved to Wellington High School, and every now and then I bump into him, but his counselor always talk about him. He was a star athlete, kids look up to him. So when he was in 12th grade, I went to the schools to recruit to give out applications for the scholarship. And his counselor said, I have the perfect student for you. And then she calls him into her office, and I said, I know him from middle school. And right away, I knew that he was gonna get the scholarship. But I didn't know which scholarship. I had to, really took the time and talk to him. And I found it at the time because he always keep at least a 3.0 GPA, at least 3.2, 3.5. In fact, he graduated with a 3.5 GPA. And so when I gave him the application, I said to him, Rodolphe, this I give to, every potential student that I meet, but I see something special in you. And whenever I give a scholarship application to a student, I say to them, the first application I receive, that student is almost guaranteed a scholarship. So I give it to him thinking, because they wait to the last minute. The deadline is what? April something, right after spring break. So that's when I get like 5, 10 applications. Like at the beginning, I give it in January, nothing. So I give it to him, and the next, like a couple of days later, I get the application. And I put it inside and I said, number one, that means he is guaranteed a scholarship. I said, I'm just hoping that he meets the requirement, which is he's Haitian, right? Check. He has a 3.2, 3.3 GPA because the 3.2, that's what required. Check. And the letter of recommendation, I looked at his, application, I'm like, okay, he meets all the requirements. So I called him up, I said, thank you, I received your application. He goes, Miss, I'd like for you to meet my parents. I said, no, this is just the first process. He goes, I'd like for you to meet my parents because I want to tell you how important this scholarship is to me. I said, you don't have to do that. We haven't selected anybody yet. Do you know he brought over his parents to my house? And I'm telling you, these two have been supportive of him. Of course they have no choice, they're his parents, but go out of their way. Next thing I know, my doorbell is ringing. He has on a suit, guys. A suit. Like he's coming to an interview. And I said, you know what? I called Brenda and I said, Brenda, I have the perfect student for your scholarship because Caridad sponsor a 4-year scholarship. So every year a student gets $1,000. So for you to get a scholarship from Caridad Clinic, we gotta trust you. We gotta trust that you are going to keep in touch with them Every semester you send your grades, because that's how you get, you get the following year scholarship. And this young man, I got to the point, I'm like, okay, I got it. You're doing well. I mean, no, I'm not really. But he has been incredible. And he reminds me of every, ELL student that walk into a classroom, but more special. He reminds me of my husband, of, all of us that have been, Esau student. He had a drive. And that's what, I love so much about him. And, after he graduated, he attended Tallahassee Community College with a path to Florida State University. And he graduated in 2019. Last year, he went school, his first choice. And when he texted me and said, Miss, I got in. I'm a student at the Florida State University. That has always been his dream. Okay? So he started his junior year last August, and now he's preparing to graduate in 2023 with his bachelor's degree. So he's done this only from 2012 to 2022. 10 years from, being an elementary student to, high school graduate, now college graduate. And he's gonna come up here and he's gonna tell you everything he's gone through. It has not been easy for anyone whose English is not their first language. But this young man right here, my son, I call him, I see great future, ahead of him. And guess what? He's going to become an attorney. He wants to be an attorney. James? Okay, I'm gonna send him to you. So without further ado, everybody, number one, before I even introduce him, I'd like to introduce his parents. Mr. and Mrs. Adonis, can you stand up, please? And he brought my daughter-in-law, Alicia. Stand up, please. This is really, his community. They've helped him, and he's here today. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Adolphe Adonis. And he is a runner. He is a great athlete. Track. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, I was actually here 3 years ago, to be honest. So congratulations to all the recipients. I'm very proud of you guys to make it this far. To tell you guys about a little more information about myself. My name is Rudolph Adonis. I came to the United States when I was 11 years old. To be honest, when I came, a challenge I had to face was the language barrier. And because of the ESOL program and my surrounding, I was able to understand and speak the language. And to be honest, it was hard at first, but my dad told me to just know who you are and also what you stand for. And because of that, I was able to thrive, to be honest. And I keep that saying to myself because it means a lot to me. And at my time at Wellington Community College, Wellington High School, I was very much involved. I was a student athlete, and also I was part of the Alado organization for track and field. I currently hold 3 of the school records, and for cross country, I was awarded with the Most Improved Runners award for all my 3 years. And when I graduated from Wellington High School, I know that I wanted to continue my education because I know education, like my dad always says, is the key to knowledge. And so I went to TCC, which is Tallahassee Community College, where I received my associate degree. So actually, associate art degree, where I transferred to Florida State University with a full runner, and also holding their school record for the 800-meter dash as well. And also some of the awards that I have received from TCC was basically, sorry, I have to look at my notes. I received a lot of awards that. So some of the awards I received was basically the 2019 to 2021 FCA AA All-American Team, and also I was placed as #1 of the 2020 to 2021 academic All-American Men at Large Team College Division, and also for Perth I also ran cross country as well, and our team was top 11 in the nation for College Division. And now I'm a rising senior at Florida State University, planning to graduate spring 2023. I currently have a 3.8 GPA. And some of my involvement that I'm happy to announce, I'm a Spring 2022 initiate of the award-winning 38 chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. So I'm proud to announce that. And I'm keeping my plan is to do everything that I did at Wellington High School, basically be involved on campus, finding ways to help the community, and also try to basically thrive through everything that I do, because I feel like at the end of the day, you only have to depend on yourself, and that's something that I'm really proud of. And also, one thing that I want to tell you guys, the recipient that's going to college, I want to let you guys know that sometimes one thing that I hold dearly is sometimes you must be willing to do things that others won't do in order to have things others won't have later in the future, which means sometimes you have to I know sometimes it's hard to not pay attention to a book, and when everyone is going out and going party and everyone is telling you let's go out, and you have a midterms that you have to study for, because sometimes it's easy to say yes that I'm going, but sometimes it's hard. But I would say to keep going, because just rely on yourself and just know who you are, because at the end of the day, be the light that shines bright in the dark, and also just know that at the end of the day, the knowledge that you're going to receive, that's something that no one can take away from you. And that's all. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the moment we've all been waiting for, we are getting ready to introduce to you our award scholarship winners. Ms. Nancy Larry is going to call out the students.
It is my sincere pleasure to be here today to welcome you to this year's award ceremony, as well as to provide this opportunity to each and every single student in the room. We just had graduation. Each one of you went through graduation, and I was listening to the young man up here, and the tenacity, what you have shared today. I do hope that as students you are truly listening, because you may never hear this again. And to hear it from someone so young who has walked the path that you're walking on, you really do need to listen. I do know sometimes as adults we say things to you and we say, these are old people, they don't know what they're talking about. But I'm in a high school and I see things every day. We just graduated 636 seniors, and there were some that I call the names at graduation, and there were some that I didn't think I would call until the last hour. So heed to his wisdom and understand that what he's saying is the truth, and I hope that his words echo in your minds when you walk onto that college campus the first day, and remember why you're there, and the people who have supported you and helped you on your journey to college. So without further ado, I'm going to call the first recipient. When you come up, your your sponsor will come up as well, and a photo of the sponsors and the recipients will be taken as well, correct? So we will start with Dana Joseph from Boynton Beach High School, sponsored by Mr. Wilson. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, Dana. Thank you. Federico Villas from Boynton Beach High School, also sponsored by Mr. Wilson. Congratulations. Astelia Rafaela from Boynton Beach High School, sponsored by Mrs. Bonet. Congratulations. Related to the Max from Boynton Beach High School is receiving a 4-year scholarship renewable each year from the Caridat Center. Marie Valentin from Boynton Beach High School, sponsored by Dr. Aguilar. Congratulations. Valerie Reed from Blaise Central High School, sponsored by Dr. Aguilar. Congratulations. And Anaika Yeneme from Blaise Central High School, also sponsored by Dr. Aguilar. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm going to say this name as French. Richard Permission from John Islander High School, sponsored by Ms. Charles. Shama Desimo from John Islander High School, sponsored by Mr. Jean-François. Inozali Steele from Palm Beach Lakes High School, sponsored by the Lundy family. Congratulations. Marcella Mentor from Lakewood High School, sponsored by the Andre and Barkley family. Congratulations. Tamal Baltelli from Lakewood High School, sponsored by HEA donors. Love Charles from Lakewood High School, sponsored by HEA members.
We'll accept this on how? Oh. We'll take a picture. Oh, okay.
Sunshine Facilitators from Lakewood High School, sponsored by Dr. Unglad.
Okay, perfect. She's her mom passed away. No, please. So, she's not here because her grandmother passed away. So, yeah. So we'll just do this together. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations to all Hallmark Award recipients. I wish you success in your endeavors. I hope that you have a wonderful first year in college. And just to remember what our guest speaker shared with you, that you will be faced with temptations. You're on your own most of the time. If you're local, at least you still have your parents and the support surrounding you in this community. But if you are leaving home, know that you will be on your own. And it's great to be on your own. It's great to finally be able to make some independent decisions. I think it's a wonderful thing as a young person to be able to do that. But don't ever forget to reach out to an adult. Don't ever forget that your parents literally carry you and they're your backbone. Don't ever forget the reason why you are in school. You are expected to return home with a degree. That is the reason for this scholarship. Know that this community surrounds you. This community wants to invest in you. And we are waiting for you to return so that you can take the baton when old folks like us move on. You will continue to carry the legacy of Elsie Underlay. Understand the path that you're on, and don't ever forget where you come from. Those are the words that I would like to leave with you tonight. Thank you.
We thank each and every one of you for coming. The only thing we're asking of you guys, our award recipient, again, in order for you to get your check, We need to receive your schedule. You know, either if you're attending summer school, just go ahead and email us your schedule. Or if you're attending the fall term, that's all we need. Just send us an email with a copy of your schedule, and then voila. Okay? Again, we thank each and every one of you for coming. Parents, thank you for being here. You would not have made it without your support. And have a good evening. Again, good night. Oh, guys, if you award winners, if you can come up here and take pictures. If you would like to take pictures with your parents before you leave, please do so. Okay?
You'll put music on because there's nothing no one talking because while they take pictures.
How much